everyone, Glitchiee here. Welcome to Swamp Living 2.0. Since our first adventure did not make it very far, I decided to go back in and kind of take another stab at it. We are starting in autumn this time, so we will have a little bit easier of a time trying to survive, to not starve. To not starve. So for those of you just tuning in, this is your first time watching a Swamp Living episode. Basically, it is a Don't Starve challenge where your character has to make their home base in the middle of a swamp. It doesn't have to be near mermen, spiders, tentacles, or anything like that, but it does have to be far enough in that when you're fully zoomed in on your map, you only see swamp. So that is the only stipulation. You can bring whatever you need into these swamps, such as grass, twigs, bushes, things of that nature, but you have to live in the swamp. We're gonna be a new swamp person. So that is what we're going to be working on. For the first couple days, I do like just randomly gathering stuff, making sure I have some wood and things like that, and then we're going to start hunting. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Hunting down our new swamp home. For those of you that have never played Don't Starve, it is a indie game from Cry Entertainment. It is extremely good. It is a wonderful title. It is a solo player game, but they do have multiplayer Don't Starve together. They do have wonderful content, and it is very replayable. I do not have a review out on it just yet, but if you guys want, I will do a review of the game. Oh wow, I'm so sorry. Seems the yawning has struck today. And no one else is around me to yawn, so I'm being contagious with my own yawn. So this is one of the easier, I would say, challenges to start off with. Other challenges do have a lot more rules, but since this is my first Don't Starve challenge, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit simple, as well as kind of work towards unlocking the new characters from the Shipwrecked DLC. We did unlock one of the characters yesterday. The other day in our last... Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. In the last episode of Swamp Living 1.0, our beautiful surfboard goddess, who is obviously highly handy in the shipwrecked atmosphere, or the shipwrecked world, where you kind of need a boat to survive. If you guys have any questions about how to play the game, or want me to do a video series explaining certain items, or uses for items, just let me know. I would be more than happy to make a different video series for you guys. I do plan on doing other challenge videos from Don't Starve. I absolutely love Don't Starve. It is easily one of my favorite game series. I wish I would stop yawning for y'all. That probably would make things so much more enjoyable for everyone. Myself included. I don't particularly like yawning. So there are various characters. When you first start out playing Don't Starve, you only have access to, Sugar. I forget what his name is. And then as you play, it'll come to me. It'll come to me at some point. But as you play, you do unlock characters. Some characters you have to have special circumstances, such as Weber or Wilbur, the Monkey King from Shipwrecked. Otherwise, most of them you just unlock by surviving and earning experience. Alright, I wish we would have stumbled upon like a road or something by now to kind of give us a little bit of a direction to where we should go. The character that I'm playing is Wickford. She is the performing artist. She was one of the new characters introduced with the Reign of Giants DLC. She's an awesome character. She is great for people who like to fight, as she gains sanity and health when vanquishing opponents. So that's always good. Ooh, hello. Pre-cut stone is awesome. Not having to build a pickaxe, also awesome. The only downfall to Wickford is that she only eats meat. It's not necessarily a downfall, but for some people it can be hard when first learning to master her eating habits can be a bit of a difficulty. I also find nighttime to be one of the more boring times. Especially in winter where the nights are so long, it's like real life. What are you supposed to do? There's nothing to do. Is there anything special that you guys like to do at night? Do you normally sleep in the tent? Do you spend your whole night kind of making food in the crock pot? What do you guys like to do to pass those darkness hours? Or do you guys use special characters to be able to wander the night, such as modded characters? Alright, now we're kind of getting somewhere. We got some stuff going on over here. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, we got some gold. Gold is very important for Wickford, as her helmet and battle spear are all created with gold. You also need gold to be able to craft the alchemy machine, the endothermic fire pit, the bird cage, as well as gold weapons and tools. I don't personally build gold tools because she goes through gold for her helmet and stuff like that, so I'd rather put it towards that, but I do know that some people like using the gold tools. I just personally find it is more of a waste of resources myself. Alright, we found a road. We're gonna follow the road. See where this takes us. Please take me to the swamp so that way we can start taking care of business. This is just kind of leading us back to where we were. Yeah, so unless you curve upward at some magical point in time, I think we might stop following you. Yeah. Back down we go. There are two roads that are naturally occurring in the game. And that is the type of just kind of dirt road that we were just on that speeds you up a little bit, and then there's like the cobblestone brick road that speeds you up a lot. The cobblestone brick road is usually where you're going to find pigs on either end, the Pig King and Chester. Chester is a little living monster. He's a living chest, and he follows you around as long as you have his little eyeball scepter. And you can store stuff in him, so it's really great for Wickford, who likes to battle, who likes to have armor, to be able to have additional storage space without really needing to wear a pack. Chester can die, however, which, you know, is rather unfortunate. Why is there always gold near tall birds? Like, seriously, do the birds just like it, or do they, like, poop it out? What is the deal here? Aye, stay away! Alright, these little devices here are awesome. If you guys want me to go through some of the differences between Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together, just let me know as well. For instance, in Don't Starve Together, the touchstones, you just leave them. You don't have to touch them to kind of get them to come together in order for them to work. Well, in Don't Starve, you do need to do that, otherwise you won't be revived by them. I found that out the hard way. Not very pleasant. I do want a couple more. Do I want to just save this one? I'm really hoping we run into like the swamp soon, so that way I can just start building everything. I think what we're gonna do is hunker down and get some more trees. What type of trees do y'all like to cut down? Do you all like the birch trees because they can give you food as well once you cook the seeds? Or do y'all like the pine trees better? I don't really have a preference. I suppose I would say that I prefer pine trees just because they can give you the living tree guardian dudes. I know that the birch trees can do that, but I don't really. Birch trees, like, they won't give you anything if you're in winter or anything like that. Like, they won't give you any of the nuts. So that's kind of a down play for me. But if you are someone that can just eat the birch nuts, it's definitely helpful to have them right at the beginning of the game as another source of food. You do have to cook them, however. Is our torch gonna last the night? I don't know. I'm a little worried about that. Okay, this isn't necessarily a bad thing because you do want to have a torch, unless you're playing Willow, who has her own lighter. You do want to have a torch so that way you can get charcoal from necessary to build the crock pot and the drying racks. I personally have only found a burned down forest once in my whole time playing Don't Starve and Don't Starve together, so while that could be a viable option of waiting, I find that the crockpot is pretty necessary early on, especially if you're going to be living in a swamp where most of your meat is going to be monster meat, and you really, really, really want to cook that in a crockpot to transform it so that way you don't get the health damaging consequences that come from it. There is a challenge that I'm probably going to do once I find a secondary character that I really enjoy playing. Is the vegan challenge. You basically eat only, you know, berries and things of that nature, which is a totally awesome challenge idea. With Wickford, it obviously wouldn't work because I would literally die of starvation. So that's not the best character to pick that with. But if you're going to be doing just a plant-based diet, having to get the crock pot as soon as possible isn't as important as in some other cases, because you can just pick berries and eat them. You can cook them for added benefits and things of that nature. But you won't be eating monster meat, so you are fine. You'll be fine. You'll be totally fine. I feel like we're at a dead end here. Like, I just want some swamp. Give me some swamp. Like, swamp me, daddy-o! Swamp me! They did a great job with the audio on this game. I think the sounds are absolutely awesome. Pat, no! Sorry guys, my cat is being a pain in the butt and he keeps, you know, playing with my, the dragon tank, so. I know you long for a feast. I long for a feast too. I'm a little hungry myself. It's just about lunchtime here. So after I finish recording this episode, I will be getting myself some foodstuffs. Now, frogs. Frogs are a little bit interesting of a character to attack. Whenever they hit you, you will lose an item. And they do have that annoying way of kind of not allowing you to attack. So most people will, you know, put down traps for them. You know, it's great. It's a great idea. Since she's a fighter, it's not too much of an issue for me to attack them. Though trying to take on more than like one or two at a time is a little bit foolhardy. We're just gonna hop on this road and follow it and hope it takes us to a swamp. Like, hello? Hello? Is there a swamp around here anywhere? Mr. Pig. Mr. Pig. Do you know where there's a swamp? And that just turns in on itself. Well, that is a delightful little road. this led us pretty much nowhere. I'm gonna let us to a beehive. Beehives are good. If your health is low and you are using a crock pot, the nice thing is that you can cook certain foods that really give you your health back, which is always good. For example, you have fish sticks. Take 1 part fish, 1 part stick, and 2 parts filler, and cook in your crock pot and then eat. It will restore beautiful 20 health to your character. There's also honey nuggets. 1 part honey, 1 part meat, 2 part filler. We found swamp! Okay, and then you cook, you get honey nuggets. Alright, we want to make sure we are deep in the swamp, so let's see here. We're centered. Ugh, I don't know. I think we're going to have to go more this way and a little farther down. Okay, that kind of ruins my whole swamp living. That kind of ruins the whole swamp thing! Oh, butt cheeks. It is always better to cook your food, but right now we are starving to death. I don't want to lose too much health from that right now, so we are going to, Oh, man, merman! I don't want any of this. I don't want any part of this. Ah, butt cheeks! I hate wandering swamps in the dark. It is like the flipping worst thing on the face of the planet. So we're gonna wander this way, see what it brings us. Hopefully not getting us killed is what it brings us. Okay, let's see. Besides that this little thing here, we are on an edge, so I'd say this isn't too bad of an area to try and make a camp. We might want to find an area that's not inhabited by bad things, because I'd really like to not die anytime soon. I mean, right here seems pretty good. So we're going to build our science machine. We're going to plant our trees over here and see if we can make a little bit of a barrier between things. I think we might have to do some exterminating at some point. of tentacles, but, you know, we'll see how that goes. I do want to cook these because they give you more health cooked and they also don't take away your sanity. Right, need to do some refining. Having found that cut stone was like ridiculously good. Okay, so let's go off in search of tentacles and trees to burn down and things of that nature. Woo! Too many tentacles. Too many tentacles. Wow, this is like a tentacle trap here. I'm sorry, merman. I don't want you near me anyways, so I guess that's kind of sorry, not sorry business right there, but... I am burning a lot, but that is because, since I do kill a lot of creatures, I do tend to, stop it! Nope. Why do I always pick, like, such dangerous areas to freaking live? Like, really, I could have picked, like, I don't know, a nice, not merman tentacle-infested area. So the crock pot does take 6. Charcoal to create, and each drying rack takes 2 charcoal. Oh, butt cheeks. At least, like, where our immediate camp is, we are good. Now, for that, we need 3 of those. Okay. So, I don't have any filler right now, which is not very good, but we'll deal with that as the time comes. We're just gonna start cooking up the frog legs and eat those bad boys up. Alright, so we have at least started setting up our camp. Thank you so much for joining me for Swamp Living 2.0, Episode 1 of Finding Our New Home. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the rest of my uploads, including the next episode in this series, getting our home situated, as well as hopefully finding Chester. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me at twitch.tv/glitchietv for live gameplay. Bye, guys!